Alright, we're going to draw a picture of Zelda.
Link.
Link? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, we're going to start out and keep our lines really light. We want to keep the drawing open. We don't want to close it up. The longer we keep the drawing open, the more accurate it'll be. So I'm going to go in and lay in my parameters. Where's the top part of my head and the bottom part. I'm going to find an axis line here. So I have a general sense of which way the head is turned. I want to get a sense of the shape of the head. This is a 3/4 view, so my center line is left of center. I want to keep it really light. Just find the basic shapes. I find the line that the eyes are sitting on. Get a sense of where the nose is. I'm just laying it in, keeping it open, so if I put a line in the wrong place, it's pretty easy to change it and fix it. Just going to plot in where the eyes are here. And the hat's a big part of the drawing, so I want to get that in pretty soon because it's a big shape basically there. I know as long as I keep my lines light, I can just erase stuff, make it more accurate. Alright, so there's my general lay-in of this drawing. I'm going to move it down just a little bit here. Okay. So now I want to re-look at it. Just make sure that I like where things are. Basically repeating the process over again. And it should be a little bit more defined this time as I go around it. Put my lines in a little bit darker. These drawings manga drawings are really full of accents, and that's where the line just kind of moves along. It's really slight, and all of a sudden they sort of thicken it up a little bit, and it's just like a little shadow. And the manga drawings are really tricky with those, but that's part of the reason that they have this really cool look to them. And they're just line drawings, but they actually end up looking three-dimensional and not flat. And the fact that they put those little accents in is sort of why. I'll go ahead and start putting in there. This hair is pretty tricky. You really want to take some of those clumps of hair and just think of them as one big shape. That's your best bet in getting them right. It's not something you have to really worry about to get every little. It's better to keep the form and maybe lose some of those different strands of hair than lose the form and have lots of little pieces of hair in there. It's the way you give the hair kind of like a sort of a mass to it, which is really important with these things. Okay. Gonna get some of those folds. Again, watch those folds on these drawings. They towards the bottom here, again, they put those little accents in. And what it does is it makes it look like those folds are just sort of thickening up a little bit. Pencil's falling apart here. There we go. All right. And just those little accents and lines can really make the fabric look like it's twisting and folding. Right, I'm going to give a little sense of where the shoulder is just because it's important to, just when you're drawing a little head, give it a context. And the shoulder girdle is the context for the head. That's what the neck grows out of, so that's where you're, when you get that right, all of a sudden, you get the context right, all of a sudden the head starts to have more form, it starts to have more weight to it. So a lot of times when you have a problem with a part of a drawing, what you want to do is actually go to the parts around it, fix that, and then the original part that you were having a problem with is better. Cool thing about manga too is a lot of the stuff that they don't put in, like a lot of people would be putting in a really dark line right here, but they actually just sort of leave that open and kind of have the viewer sort of finish parts of the piece. Put some hatches in there. All right, and that is a drawing of Link.